Think about the last time you said no to someone. Really think about the exact sequence of words that came out of your mouth. Did you simply say no, look them in the eyes, and hold your ground? Or did you say no and immediately follow it with a frantic, nervous apology? Did you invent 3 different excuses to justify your decision? Did you lower your voice, roll your shoulders forward, and desperately try to make sure they were not angry with you? If you did, you are not alone. You are behaving exactly how you were programmed to behave. But you need to understand the catastrophic damage you are doing to your own life. Every single time you over-explain yourself, you are actively leaking your social power. You are handing the remote control of your nervous system directly to the person standing in front of you. Here is the painful truth that polite society will never admit to you. The world does not respect a person who explains themselves. The world respects the person who does not have to. In the next few minutes, we are going to dive into the dark psychology of human reaction. We are going to expose exactly why your biological need for validation is the exact trait that attracts covert manipulators and narcissists into your life. We will dissect the primal mechanics of strategic silence, the fatal trap of the word because, and how to build an impenetrable psychological armor. You will learn the 3 dark rules to completely destroy a manipulator's control over you, not by fighting them, but by giving them absolutely nothing. Pay very close attention, because your inability to hold silence is the reason you are constantly being taken advantage of. Let us start with the biological reality of your reactions. You have been conditioned to believe that communication is about mutual understanding. You believe that if someone misunderstands your intentions or questions your choices, it is your duty to logically explain your perspective until they finally agree with you. You believe that the truth will set you free. This is a dangerous, pathetic illusion. When you are dealing with a dark triad personality, a narcissist, a sociopath, or a Machiavellian manipulator, they are not seeking the truth. They do not care about your logic. They do not care about your feelings. They are seeking something much darker. They are seeking narcissistic supply. Narcissistic supply is the emotional energy, the attention, and the chaos they can extract from you. When a manipulator insults you, questions your authority, or passive-aggressively disrespects your boundaries, they are running a biological test. They are throwing a tiny piece of bait into the water to see if you will bite, if you immediately react, if your heart rate spikes, your face flushes, and you start speaking quickly and defensively to prove them wrong, you have failed the test. You have given them the exact supply they were looking for. You just proved to them that their cheap, effortless words have the power to completely destabilize your internal reality. You showed them that your ego is so fragile that it demands their validation. While the 99% of average, easily manipulated people react on pure impulse and frantically defend themselves against every minor criticism, you must choose a different path. You must join the absolute minority who respond with lethal, calculated sovereignty. You must learn that engaging in their game is the only way to lose. To achieve this absolute social dominance, you must master rule number 1, the dark power of the pause. Silence is the most aggressive, terrifying, and misunderstood weapon in human communication. Human beings are biologically wired to fear silence. In ancient tribal dynamics, silence meant isolation, and isolation meant death. Because of this evolutionary programming, when an uncomfortable silence occurs in a conversation, the average person's limbic system goes into overdrive. They feel an overwhelming, frantic urge to fill the empty space with words. They will nervously laugh, they will overshare, they will completely abandon their boundaries just to relieve the tension. A manipulator knows this. They will use silence to force you into submission. But what happens when you flip the weapon back on them? The next time someone throws a passive-aggressive insult your way or demands an explanation you do not owe them, do not match their chaotic energy. Do not immediately fire back with a clever response. Pause, look them directly in the pupils, and hold dead, unblinking eye contact for 3 to 4 agonizing seconds. Do not smile, do not frown. Simply observe them as if they are a fascinating, slightly pathetic biological specimen. That silence is psychological warfare. It is an act of extreme dominance. By refusing to speak, you are forcing them to sit completely alone in the extreme discomfort of their own chaos. They threw a punch, expecting you to flinch, and instead, you became a brick wall. They are suddenly left wondering if you heard them, if you are secretly judging them, or if you are simply so far above them that their words did not even register on your radar. An anchor does not negotiate with the storm. It grounds the ship. When you utilize the pause protocol, you become the anchor. You stop reacting to their reality, and you force them to submit to your absolute stillness. This brings us to the most common biological trap of all. Rule number 2, the eradication of the because. I want you to analyze the anatomy of your boundaries. The word no is a complete sentence. It is the ultimate expression of human sovereignty, but almost nobody uses it correctly. When an average person says no, they instantly feel a wave of guilt. Their primal brain fears social rejection, so they attempt to soften the blow. They say, no, because I have to work late, or no, because I am really tired, or no, because I already made plans. The second you add the word because to your boundary, you've completely destroyed it. When you provide a reason for your boundary, you are silently communicating a devastating message to the other person. You are telling them that your boundary is up for negotiation. You are telling them that your no is only valid if they agree with your excuse. And if they are a skilled manipulator, they will instantly attack your excuse. If you say you are tired, they will tell you that you can sleep tomorrow. If you say you have plans, they will tell you to cancel them. You gave them the ammunition they needed to dismantle your defenses. You invited them into a negotiation where you are destined to lose. Overexplaining is the ultimate biological leak of a submissive mindset. It is a desperate bid for approval. When you overexplain your decisions, your feelings, or your preferences, you are begging the other person not to be angry with you. You are handing them the keys to your self-respect. Stop doing this immediately. A masterful communicator understands the terrifying, undeniable power of brevity. You can be polite, you can be entirely professional, but you must be incredibly concise. I will not be able to attend. That does not work for me. I am not going to do that. End of sentence. Full stop. No further explanation provided. No apologies offered. When you stop over-explaining yourself, a profound psychological shift occurs in the environment. People begin to realize that your boundaries are made of solid iron, not fragile glass. You train the people around you to respect you by actively demanding less of their validation. When you speak less, your words carry infinitely more weight. While the masses talk themselves into submission, you will stay quiet and project absolute authority. But mastering strategic silence is not just about defending yourself. It is about fundamentally changing how you process the world. And this leads us to rule number 3, the indifference armor. The reason people can manipulate you, gaslight you, and drain your vital energy is not because they are inherently powerful. It is because you have not built the necessary psychological armor. You are an emotional hostage to the outside world. Think about your daily life. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and you are furious for an hour. A coworker makes a snide comment, and you replay it in your head all night long. Someone praises you, and you feel on top of the world until they withdraw their attention, leaving you desperate and empty. Your internal emotional state is completely dictated by external forces. You are a puppet, and everyone else is pulling the strings. This is not power. This is biological slavery. Machiavelli understood that the fall of powerful men rarely came from a lack of resources or physical strength. It came from a lack of emotional control. Their pride made them predictable. Their anger made them blind. Their desperate need to be right made them incredibly easy to manipulate. The enemies of powerful men did not defeat them with swords. They defeated them by triggering their emotions and watching them self-destruct. The ones who survived, the true sovereign operators of history, were the ones who built an emotional armor so incredibly thick that nothing could touch them. They cared deeply about their vision, their goals, and their execution, but they were completely, ruthlessly indifferent to the noise. How do you build this armor? You build it by radically accepting that you cannot control the narrative. People will misunderstand you. People will actively lie about you. People will project their own toxic insecurities onto you. Let them. Your desire to correct their narrative is your greatest weakness. If someone calls you selfish and you spend an hour desperately trying to prove how generous you are, you just surrendered your power. You validated their insult by reacting to it. Indifference is not the absence of emotion. It is the absolute control of emotion. It is the deeply held conviction that your reality is not up for debate. When someone attempts to insult you, your indifference shows them that their opinion has absolutely zero market value in your reality. When someone threatens to leave your life, your indifference shows them that you are completely sufficient on your own. When a manipulator tries to bait you into an argument, your indifference starves them of the chaotic energy they desperately need to survive. Most people will never achieve this. Their egos are entirely too loud, and their insecurities are entirely too deep. But you are not most people. You must understand that communication is not a soft, corporate skill designed to make everyone feel warm and fuzzy. It is a ruthless, calculated, biological discipline. It determines your place in the social hierarchy. It dictates who respects you, who attempts to use you, who submits to you, and what you are able to extract from this world. Every single time you open your mouth, or strategically choose to keep it closed, you are making a move on the chessboard. There is no neutral ground. You are either claiming your power, or you are voluntarily giving it away. While others react blindly to conflict, destroying their reputations and bleeding their energy, you will respond with cold, calculated clarity. While others desperately chase being right to soothe their fragile egos, you will choose being impenetrable. While others explain their boundaries until they disappear, you will enforce yours with absolute silence. This is not just effective communication. This is sovereignty. And sovereignty is the quiet, unbreakable superpower that separates the emotionally reactive from the fundamentally unshakable. If you are ready to choose clarity over comfort, if you refuse to let your reality be distorted by the desperate noise around you, and if you are ready to claim the absolute social dominance you deserve, subscribe to this channel right now. Drop a comment below and tell me exactly who you are going to stop explaining yourself to today. Reclaim your silence. Reclaim your reality. See you in the next protocol.